and even hopeless. But whether intentional or not, the word conjures up a painful stereotype of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. It hurts, even if you don't mean it that way. Okay? So using the R word doesn't just hurt people with intellectual disabilities, but it also hurts their friends and families. And that's not the only word, boys and girls. There are so many words out there, but this one in particular has been used in our school, and I really want to spread the word to end that word because it just is such a hurtful word. But that's not the only word. Here today, and again, words have that power to hurt or to heal. We have, along with Kelly Flatto, she really helped me this week, work with a group of 5th and 6th graders who we asked to think about a word that has hurt or maybe healed, and they have bravely decided to come here today and show you that word. They're going to tell you their word, and they're going to say what that word means to them and how that word either hurts or it can heal. Okay? So let's give a hand to our 5th and 6th graders.
My name is Ayrissen. I cannot talk, but I have a voice. I am not the R word. I am a smart girl and a nice kid. I am just like you.
I am not the R word. I am not the R word.
Thank you. And we all heard words there that were healing words like awesome and unique, and even weird was considered, can be a good word to use with somebody. But we also heard those words that really hurt. And those words were fat, I think was one of them, the R word, okay? So we really want to use our words to heal and not to hurt. And Kelly is here to talk about a little bit about her and Ayrissen's journey. So let's hear it for Kelly.
I just want to talk a little bit about the R word in particular. What's wrong with the R word? The word retarded, the R word, is used to cause someone to feel less than or stupid. And people with disabilities are not less than. It's really important to be careful about the words we choose to use. In my head, I might know you aren't using that word to hurt me, but it doesn't change the fact that in my heart it does. Here's what it means to me. You're saying that these people or things that you're calling the R word are like my daughter. My daughter, Ayrissen, who you all see in the halls with her little picture schedule, her voice device, and raising her hands and all the exit signs and flags. My daughter and some of the other kids I spend most of my day working with. When you use the R word to make fun of something or someone, what you're saying is that person or that thing is like my daughter, And it's being said like that's a bad thing, to be like my daughter. And she is not a bad thing. I see so many of our kids here being caring and treating my daughter and others with such genuine kindness that in these moments, I get to see her with no differences than any other kid. I get to see the results of the person she has fought hard and worked hard to become. But then I hear that word, the R word, and it makes everything that is different about her visible again. It steals the joy of all that she's accomplishing and has accomplished. All in hearing that one word. No matter how hard she works, no matter all that she overcomes, no matter how much she loves or is loved by someone, she will always be somebody's label for something or someone in a joke. Always a punchline to a joke, as long as the R word is something we don't take a stand against. It's a powerful word, a word that impacts, and a word that hurts. Another family member said of his sister with special needs, it's a word that destroys the dignity of our most innocent. Ayrissen will never intentionally or on purpose cause a person's feelings to be hurt. Part of her disability is that that's not something she knows how to do. Being mean to others is something we learn to do. That is something that she cannot learn because of how her mind works, and I love that about her. She will also never really understand that the R word is said because it's meant to hurt people's feelings. Although I do know that she will feel the unkindness in it when she hears it said. But she doesn't see any shame in who she is. She is a happy girl who loves every day. Why would she think that that is something to be ashamed of? And why would she realize she's being made fun of when she enjoys who she is? Worse yet, she could never stand up for herself or defend her friends who are also being disrespected by this word in the same way that you guys can. And you can, but it will mean that you have to take a stand and say that you are not okay with this word. The R word is an attack against a group of people I care deeply about. It's an attack against the most innocent and defensive, and it's incredibly hurtful to those who love them and understand the unkindness it's being said with. The R word is the same as any other hurtful word, but if you ask me, it's worse. Any other person or group can stand up for themselves and explain why it's not okay, but the mentally handicapped cannot. That's a huge thing that gets forgotten when people use this word. It's the people who are being spoken about when you use the R word. They aren't even able to stand up for themselves fairly. People with mental handicaps fight the differences that they have every day. They have challenges to do some of the things we take for granted, like to talk or simply walk without help down our halls. They work hard to be bigger and beyond their disability, and when that word is thrown out as an insult, it's an attack against their every effort. People with disabilities shouldn't be defined only by their disability, but the more we continue to keep that word, the R word, in our speaking to one another, we aren't letting them be who they are. We aren't letting them be included. We're isolating them and confining them to their disability. That word, the R word, whether meant as a joke or not, has so much power to hurt behind it. It's mean, it's degrading, it's hurtful, it's dehumanizing, and it's taking away the joy and accomplishments that they reach. And it's setting them back from who they are and confining them to what they are not. Take it from me, you're not hurting the person you say it to as a joke or insult nearly as much as you are hurting the person who has a disability, or one of their loved one who hears you disrespect just for the point of your joke or teasing. That is much more than hurt that's being caused. That's heartbreak. I can be proud to say I've never seen any of our students tease or make fun of someone with a disability to their face, but I still hear the word. Calling someone the R word, no matter how it's intended, is making fun of my daughter, any of her or your other friends with a disability. It's making fun of all people with disabilities. There's a quote that says, "Discrimination against those who can defend themselves cannot survive. It will be brought to a stop by those who are being discriminated." What would be far worse is if we were discriminating against those who could not defend themselves. When you guys feel the need to tease each other, I would like to ask that you use another way to express yourself. Stop using a word that's so damaging. It takes just a few people to stand and make a change. Schools across the nation are taking a stand and making pledges to stop the use of the R word in their schools. And we are a school that has pride and character to do something like that. This is a school with a great group of kids that I have great hope in, and I know could do something big enough to make an impact in ending this word. Tell your friends a better word if you hear them say the R word. It's that easy to make a change, especially together. I know it's hard to break habits, so if a classmate or friend slips up and uses the R word to describe someone or something, or to hurt or to make fun, remind them kindly not to use that word. Don't laugh at the joke. Instead, stand up for what's right. I would love to see our school pledge as a whole to help end the R word, make a stand for our friends, make a stand for what is right, and be an example of leadership and good citizenship. I see every one of you kids in the hallway each day, and each day I see examples of good character, compassion for others, and role models. We need to acknowledge and understand this word. The R word hurts, and help stop it from being a word we accept here in our school, community, homes, or anywhere. It is the most offensive word I know. It's become a word that's only ever used to make someone feel or describe something to be less than, and it serves no purpose in our language. This word will always break my heart. It will always hurt. And I will always think of my little girl who wakes up each day with a smile on her face and begins every day ready for all the challenges in her life with a spirit of determination and joy. Please think before you speak.
Later today, but thank you, Callie, very much for your very powerful words for us today. You know, I know in particular, Callie's talking about the R word. That's one word we're using, and we're using many, many others that are really hurting each other. When we had every hand go up in here, think of Greenie, okay? Why not use our words to heal? The only disability in life, like our picture up here says, is a bad attitude. That comes from kind of staying in that below the line behavior, getting stuck in that yuck, and bringing other people down with you, okay? We have the power right here. We have that weapon, and it's our mouth, and we can change the way we use it. We can change it for the better of everybody. And that's what Eagle Pride is all about. So remember, a tongue has no bones, but it is strong enough to break a heart. And we heard that today, okay? Be careful with your words. Be kind to one another. If you can't say something nice, and we can take that from Bambi, or Thumper, I think it was, don't say nothing at all.